of the bolster. And if the bolster at this angle is too low and you're gonna get too much extension in the spine, you can place blocks underneath the bolster to lift and elevate it up like a ramp, but otherwise begin to lower down, elongate, melt your spine, melt your hips. Tuck your shoulders underneath your body. Allow your arms to splay wide. I even like to plant the heels and pull a little bit more length with the pelvis. And this is where we just begin to lay back and allow our bodies to really mold over the shape of the bolster. Let your palms open beside you. Take these next few breaths just to really surrender in. Notice the top of your inhale. Notice the bottom of your exhale. Begin to observe where your breath is landing in your body. And if there's any stickiness or constriction around it, begin to lean into those spaces, those areas with deeper curiosity. Feel the weight of your head. Really give yourself permission to rest back. With each breath, begin to notice your conscious awareness marry its way back into your body. Noticing the spaces that feel really open and relaxed. Notice the spaces that feel really light, really buoyant. Set aside yesterday. Cultivate that air of detachment to the to-do list, any and all distractions outside the four corners of your mat. Take 10 more breaths. Maybe adding a little bit more audible tone to your breath, allowing the sound to anchor you in this moment. Begin to notice the light stream in through your eyelids, maybe the colors, the shapes. Softly blink the lids open, welcoming in a little bit more energy, a little bit more light. Take one palm to support your head, lift your body up and off of your bolster. Let's just lay the bolster to the side of the mat. And I'm just going to move my props out of the way so there's quite a bit of clearance around the mat. Bend your knees, plant the feet wide. Take your hands behind you to lift the chest up. I would like to flex the feet. And then slowly just windshield wipering the knees side to side. I'm really rolling to the outer hips, the outer glutes. It's okay if the knees don't fall all the way down or touch the mat. Just really notice that rotation, that movement through your lower body at the moment. And again, feel free to stay, feel free to slow it down or speed it up. Again, gauging your practice and what your body needs today. Beautiful. The next time the knees fall to the right, relax them there. Again, feet are flexed. Sit up nice and tall on that right glute. Right palm there to support you. And the left palm is going to reach across the right knee and begin to crawl its way out past the knee, getting into the glute, a little bit of rotation. Stay for a breath. Inhale, walk it back in and up. Sweetly support yourself on that right hip. Begin to rotate back to middle. Again, feet are wide, feet are flexed. Slowly lower to the left glute, sit up tall through the left hip. We're going to walk that right hand past the left knee. Stay for a cycle of breath. Inhale, walk it in and up. One more time to the right, knees up. Begin to spiral to the right glute. Lengthen the left side body out past that right hip. Maybe you get a little lower this time, maybe you stretch longer. But again, feel free to use your blocks or props or whatever you need to support your body here. Make sure there's no negative torque on the knee or negative pull on the lower back. Inhale up, one more time to the left. Exhale, spiraling knees left. Again, feet are wide, feet are flexed. Walk those hands to the left. Inhale, rise. Come back through to center. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees bow wide. And already I'm going to plant the hands behind me. You're more than welcome to take your hands up on blocks and then really rock forward to the front of your sacrum. And begin to push the soles of your feet together. Inhale, pressing the chest up, knees wide. Exhale, sink the hips heavy. Shoulders down away from your ears, head high. Inhale. Exhale, let's hinge forward. Walk the weight of your body forward. Maybe hands begin to walk. This is more than enough for the body, then go ahead and stay there. Otherwise, hands can bind around the feet or ankles. I even like to add a little tug, just drawing your heart forward past the toes. If you want more inner thigh, you can take the elbows sweetly to the inner thighs. As long as you're not hurting yourself, there's no negative tension or pain. And then lean the knees open. Pull shoulders away from your ears. Soften gaze. As you soften your gaze, really observe what happens to the space between your brows. Can you notice your breath trace the length of your spine? One more expanding breath. Inhale, rise. Sit up tall, side out. Bringing the knees back to center. Beautiful. Shift your blocks and come onto all fours. I'm going to invite blocks to the front of the mat. And you might want a blanket or a soft block or bolster there just for some lunges for that back knee support. As you come onto all fours, really stack wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Find that long, flat tabletop spine, and then grounding your index knuckle with the index fingers pointing straight forward. Really wrap the elbows inward and push the arms straight so you feel a little activation in the upper back already. Feel your spine lengthen, light toe into your belly, inhale. Exhale, step your right toes to the very back edge of your mat, hooking them there. And then traction your palms down, push the right heel back. Get into a calf stretch here, good. As you hook the toes to the back of your mat, really feel the heel surpass the toes. I'm trying to keep the hips square here, so right hip is hugging downwards. Inhale, belly breath. Let's do one more of those. Pick up the right heel. Look over the left-hand side of the mat. Take your right toes to the very back left-hand corner of your mat, maybe even off your mat. Stay tall on the tippy toes. Hips are square. Begin to send those hips to the right, gaze to your left. And then really stomp out through the right heel. Want to get a little bit of a side body stretch through that right hip, maybe a little bit of lateral pull through the outer IT band line. Big side body breath. Inhale, hips to center. Place the right heel back down. Lengthen out your spine. Step your left toes to the back of your mat. Hips are square. Really fanning the toes, feeling the ball of the foot hook. Press into the palms. You might even move them a little bit further forward, just depending on what feels good for you. And then push that heel back. Nice. Make sure you're not bunching up in the neck or shoulders. You want to keep a little opening to the chest and upper spine. Keep pressing that heel back as if to surpass the toes. Inhale, lift the left leg. Feel free to place the palms if you need. Picking up that left leg, look to the right, the back right-hand corner of your mat. Stomp your left toes down to the ground outside the edge of the mat or on the corner. And then hips are square to the ground. You're going to spin the gaze back, lean your hips to the left. And as you really press out through that left heel, I want you to get longer and stronger through that left side body. So each breath expands. Each exhale relaxes. Last breath. Pluck the left toes back up, lay them down. Really stacking the shin bones into the mat. Feel the shoelaces firm. Left palm stays anchored underneath that left shoulder. Now, try to mitigate the shift of your pelvis here, really hollowing belly in. You're gonna reach the right palm up to the sky, open the chest. Inhale, expand. And then simply threading that right arm under. You don't necessarily need to bend that left arm too much. You're just gonna reach the left wall. T-spine twist, inhale, open, expand. Exhale, thread. Inhale, expand. And again, just feeling that rib cage pull back. Exhale, thread. One more time, inhale, open. Feel that rotation. Exhale, thread. Land to the back of the right shoulder, left elbow bends. You can land the right temple down. You can land the forehead down. And again, if the forehead coming to the ground doesn't serve, place a block underneath your head. Now, I'm going to walk my left hand forward and begin to square my chest up into the bicep. Pull the shoulders down from the ears. And then gently press the back of that right forearm into the ground. Create a little bit of traction in there. Feel your sacrum lift straight up and back. 2 more breaths. Plant your left palm. Inhale, come back to tabletop. Simply place the right palm down. Let's turn the palms all the way around so the thumbs point to the long edge of the mat, pinkies point inwards. And again, if the rotation of the arm doesn't go all that way, that's okay. Just go as far as your arms say yes to, as far as your shoulders say yes to. Gentle fanning of the fingers, gripping your fingerprints. Tuck the toes, and just simply ease the hips back, push the forearms straight. Try to keep the base of the palms down. Feel that stretch through the forearms. One more breath. Inhale, restack. Reset in your tabletop. Beautiful. Nice and slow, anchor your right palm down, index finger pointing forward. T-spine twist with the left arm. So again, think about rotation across the chest and upper back. Here we go. Inhale, rotate the left rib up. Try to mitigate any sway of the pelvis, locking it in. Exhale, T-spine thread. We're not landing yet. Inhale, open and expand. Push the hands apart. Exhale, gentle thread, gentle reach. Inhale, expand. Exhale. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, this time we thread. Land to the back of your left shoulder, maybe left temple or forehead down. And again, gentle pressure of that left forearm into the ground. I'm gonna walk my right hand forward. I like to actively square the chest into the bicep and pull shoulders down away from your ears. Now broaden your breath into your upper back. Again, forehead can be on a block or a pillow. Plant your right palm. Inhale, rise, reset your palms. Let's flush it out, cat and cow. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly, ribs, and chest hammock. Shoulders come to ears, and keep the arms straight. Let the ribs come through the arms, head high. Now really feeling the fingerprints grip around the spine like a cat. Dome your heart away from the ground. Keep flushing it out with your breath, flowing through flexion and extension of the spine. Noticing your vertebrae get longer through each movement. And I'm going to challenge you to create a little bit of action through the legs by pressing the shin bones into your mat. Create a little bit of engagement through the inner thighs and core, right? Pelvic floor stability. One more cycle. Exhale, find that neutral flat spine. Beautiful. Let's warm up the wrists a little bit more. Turn all 10 fingers away from each other. So turn them to face the long edges of your mat. Gentle fan of the fingers. And then nice and slow, just begin to shift your weight side to side, feeling the finger pads grip tighter into your mat as you lean. Now beginning to circle the heart around the wrist creases, massaging them down. Feel how that pressure, that massage gently begins to displace itself and adjust. Ready? Other way, take it to the other direction. Last spiral, and back to center. Index fingers pointing forward, really ground that index knuckle. Elbow creases begin to turn to the top of the mat, armpits widen the thighs. Tap toes, inhale, look forward. Exhale, hollow belly, hover knees. Push into the ground, shifting the weight into your fingerprints. And then pull the wrist creases back to the toes, embrace that little shake, that little quake for 5. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back down, dog. Walk it out. Befriend your dog to your body, especially if this is the first down dog you've done today. Might need to take a few pedals, take it for a walk. Might feel good to lean the hips left and right. Find some intuitive, organic movement for you. And as your armpits widen to the thighs, gentle pressure through the fingerprints to find some flexion through the shoulders, activating through the upper back to stabilize. Inhale, lift up high into your tippy toes. Exhale, press your heels to the earth behind the toes. 2 more. Inhale, lift, rise, fan the toes. Exhale, ground the heels. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. Tiptoe your toes forward to meet your palms. Forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees a lot, and feel free to use your blocks to catch your hands. We're in a ragdoll heavy here for 5 breaths. Just let gravity do the work for you. I like to stay light on the toes and press through the outer heels to really lift the arches of the feet. And then just feeling that length through the hamstrings and spine. We're going to change it up today before we get into our sun A's. I want you to look forward, bend the knees enough that you can plant hands to blocks or a chair. Stack your blocks or your chair so that the hands stack underneath the shoulders. Press the sternum forward, square the hips back. Take the right hand to your sacrum. And as you elongate your spine, inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. Get a little tilt of the right hip back. Now reach the right hand up. Get longer in that right side body, inhale. Exhale, switch, right palm down, right knee bends. Left leg straightens, inhale, left palm up. Stay for a cycle of breath. Exhale, left palm down, switching sides, beginning to find the flow of breath. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Float left palm up. Float left palm down. One more time each side. Last time. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to shift my blocks, but we're still use yours. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate. Exhale, fold. Two more just like that. Inhale, halfway lift, push the sternum forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Hands plant, step back to your plank, option to drop the knees. Rock the weight of your body forward, looking forward, heavier on the fingerprints, light on the toes. Slowly bend the elbows lower to your belly for your cobra. Firm the shoelace side of your feet down. Tilt your pelvis so that the tailbone squeezes back to the heels and the tone to the belly. Inhale, move your heart forward. Exhale, squeeze arms together. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Inhale, begin to move the heart forward until the shoulders can't help but lift the chest up. So you're getting that squeeze of the shoulder blades together and then that hug of the shoulders down away from your ears. Again, getting longer in your spine, getting stronger around the stability of your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, release. Tabletop to down dog. Exhale, press back. Beautiful, look forward, step, walk, float, top of your mat, forward fold. Ha. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ha. Stretch all the way up, push the feet down, rise. Inhale, big circle of the arms. Exhale, big swan dive, arms go back, meeting the heart, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen chest forward. Breathe out, fold. Plant palms, strengthen back to your plank. Option to drop the knees. Inhale, forward on the fingertips, light on the toes. Option to bend halfway or all the way this time. Lower either half or all the way down. Just squeeze elbows tight. Now, roll over the toes, press into the earth for that up dog. Hip creases to wrist creases if you're going there. Wrap the elbows into the side bodies to get the arm to round onto the back, getting that squeeze of the shoulder blades. Lift the skin behind the ears. And then exhale, hollow belly in and back, down dog. Settle. Burrow the four corners of your feet and hands. One more sun egg, gaze forward. Walk your feet forward, step forward, jump forward, take what you need. Forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Charge the chest forward. Exhale, fold. Big good morning stretch, lead with the back of the hands. Inhale, circle, cycle all the way up. Exhale, lead with the back of the hands. Heart forward, hands back. Open the chest, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, elongate. Plant palms. Step to plank. Really pull the heart forward, inhale. Exhale, bend elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Up dog, sweep the sternum through and up. Extension. Exhale, push into the index knuckles, down dog. Let's take 5 breaths, grounding back into our dog. Feel free to rest in child's pose. So again, we're gonna get into some lunges, really getting into our hip flexors. So you might want some cushion for that back knee, double, triple fold your mat. Take one more breath, fill. Clean the slate, exhale. Push your heart back, raise your right leg. Open the right hip crease, fire hydrant. Good, we're gonna stay for 2 cycles of breath. Square your chest back to the left ankle, inhale. Exhale, lift the right knee higher, inhale. Exhale, look forward, step forward, right foot between the thumbs, whether it makes it there on the first step or the third step, doesn't matter. Sweetly place the back knee down. And release the back toes and firm the left knee to the right heel. Use your blocks to help support your body as you rise up. Beautiful. Now, squaring the hips forward, lift the lungs, inhale. Exhale, pour yourself into that left hip crease like you're trying to magnetize it to the right heel. Notice where tension begins to bundle. If you're bunching, let it settle, let it soften. One more breath. Exhale, anchor right heel, send hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana, hamstring stretch. So offer yourself a gracious bend to that right knee. Use the blocks or props, whatever you're using to lift the upper body. I like to even fan the right toes and really shoot the right hip back, like I'm trying to peacock it halfway up the wall behind me, right? Create that plumage behind you. Inhale. Rock it forward, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, sink in. Send those hips back, 1 to 2 breath cycles per movement. Cycle forward. Cycle back. Take it forward, low lunge, inhale. And as you exhale, reach that left arm up. Keep your right hand on the right block or a chair or table beside you. Now keep the chest open to the front. As you exhale, you're going to slowly side bend to the right. Really square the hips and shoulders forward. You can drop that right block down. You can take fingertips to ground. Take what you need today. Now breathe into that left lung. Wherever you're at, again, just make it serve. One more breath. Keep the left arm where it is. Inhale, lift the chest. Slow lean forward, left arm over right thigh. We hook, we twist. Inhale, palms might stack. Exhale, we lengthen and revolve. Spiraling the spine, hug the shoulder blades together on your back. Lean your head in line with the heart. If it's wobbly, let it be wobbly. If it's perfect, let it be perfect. Right, we're here without judgment. We allow that inner critic to step aside. Inhale, unravel, frame the front foot. Look forward, tuck your back toes. Inhale, shoot the back knee up. Exhale, stay heavy on the right heel. Feel free to use your blocks, feel free to use your hands. Standing L shape, so hips are square. We don't change anything with the legs, so stay active. Push the right heel down, kick it up, standing L shape. Beautiful, now slow return. Come right back into that low lunge, back knee lifted, light land, inhale. Charge the chest forward, exhale, push to the right heel, lift up. Slow land, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Exhale, lift it up. We have 2 more. Here we go, slow land. Land as quietly as you can, inhale. Exhale, lift it up. Little cobra action with the heart, lengthen spine. Last one, slow land. I know that right glute should say good morning. Here we go, exhale, shoot it up, standing L shape. Maybe walk the hands forward, maybe the blocks. Breathe in. Breathe out, cross your left ankle in behind your right. Right ankle in front of the left. Align your pinky toes and bend your knees as much as you need. So I really do recommend the blocks here. Push your hands down, lift your chest forward. Square your hips. Exhale, slowly bend the elbows. Pour your heart towards the toes. Release neck and head. Option to stay here. Or you can begin to ground the big toe mounds. Walk your hands to the left. Push your hips to the right. Maybe you reach that right arm past the left. Really feel that length through the outer right hip for 3, for 2, for 1. Square your hands back to the feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Release across the ankles. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All the way up. Inhale, press it up. Beautiful, hands to heart center, settle. Shift your weight to the left foot. Pick up the right knee. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Now this is a really great place to use your chair. Really great place to use a block or a wall. And then squaring the hips, begin to sink down to standing figure 4. Yeah, wherever you're at, again, you just want to feel that hip open. Yeah, so if you're using a chair, go ahead. Using a wall, right? The goal is just to feel some opening in the hip. Yeah, you got it, there we go. As you square up the pelvis, again, making sure there's no negative torque on this right knee. Standing legs happy, bent knees happy. Good, 5 more breaths. Maybe you sink deeper, maybe you sink deeper. Think about hollowing the belly in, lifting the chest. Inhale, slow rise. Uncross the legs, Tadasana, mountain pose. Reset. Let it go. Float the arms up, big circle, reach up. Swan dive right back down. Inhale, half, elongate. Exhale, fold. Step to your plank. Inhale, option drop knees, look forward, one long line, lower half or all the way, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog, hip creases to wrist creases, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you, lift the skin behind the ears. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful, really pressing the inner thigh bones back. Feel like your tailbone's trying to shoot halfway up the wall behind you to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Ground the index knuckles, inhale. Big sigh. Next breath, lift your left leg. Squaring the chest back to the right ankle, open the left hip, fire hydrant. Good, squaring the ribs to your right ankle. Inhale, lift the left knee higher. One more breath. Low lunge, step it forward, left knee right underneath the chest. Stack the shin bone as close to straight up and down as you can. Back knee down again, either to the ground or a blanket or soft block. Bring your blocks in to help support. Lifting your chest, really hug the ribs in. Begin to press the tailbone forward to the left heel. Exhale sinks you in. Really notice that right hip flexor and how we can buoyantly expand the tissues there just by breathing more intentionally through the lower belly, right? That rule of displacement as we inhale, diaphragm has to expand down and compress. And then as you exhale, it comes back up and in. Let it smolder. One more breath. I'm going to tuck my back toes. Slowly press your hips back, straighten your left leg, Ardha Hanumanasana, hamstring stretch. Again, I'm firming that left heel down, fanning the toes, keeping them engaging back, and I'm sweetly bending that left knee enough that I can feel the hamstrings, right? Only go to the point you feel about a level 6 out of 10 sensation. That's your edge, that's the sweet spot we want to work within. Inhale, forward to low lunge. I'm going to place the blanket underneath my back knee, actually. Today, the right knee is not liking the ground. There we go. Beautiful. And then send it back. Again, 1 to 2 breath cycles per movement. So again, using blocks and props to your advantage here to help assist the limbs and open up the tissues. Trying to keep the tailbone stable in space, noticing that it's zigzagging around, kind of like a lizard tail. We're going to try to stabilize it as we press it forward, and then send it back like we're trying to shoot it halfway up the wall behind us. Let's take one more cycle of breath. Let's meet in that low lunge. Keep your left block right beside your left hip. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Inhale, really hugging the ribs and elongating your side body. Exhale, side bend to the left. You can drop that block down, keep it where it is. Might just reach the fingertips to the ground. Really square hips and shoulders front. Let your breath sweeten the deal. Beautiful. Lift your chest, keep your right arm up. Exhale, one long line hinge, right arm over left thigh. Maybe stack palms, maybe just wrap or hug. Squeeze shoulder blades behind you, lean your head back. Expand through the front body. Let your breath begin to spiral around your rib cage. Working from that twisting action, inhale, contract the hips. Exhale, unravel, hands frame the front foot. Now, tuck the back toes. You might use your blocks, you might not in front of you. We've got those standing L shapes. Here we go. Tuck the back toes with the back knee. Hands in front of you, hips square, belly on already. Ready? Power up. Inhale. Sweet, 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 lean square hips. Yes, lightly land back. That high-low lunge. Ready? Second one. Here we go. Lighten the back foot. Little lift of the chest. Hips are square. That left glute is firing. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Bend through the left knee, land the right toes. Right, you want to land quietly with control. That's where the stabilization comes in. Here we go. Hands forward. Kick it up, and then quiet, 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 land. Like you're not trying to disturb a puppy sleeping. Here we go, 2 more. Hands forward, kick up, lengthen the spine, hips square to the ground, stomp out the back leg. Slow, 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 land. Last one, here we go, here's the power. Yep, we're bringing the heat, press down, lift up. I know I'm getting warm. Exhale, cross right ankle in behind left. Bend the knees, use your chair, use your blocks. Feel the big toe mounds ground, softening the knees, you fold. Let go of any bunching through the neck and shoulders. You might stay here, or you might begin to walk your hands to the right. Maybe you reach that left hand further past the right palm. Really push the left hip back. Big belly breath. One more. Walk your hands back through to center. Unravel the feet. Beautiful. Step your feet wide to the edges of the mat. Maybe as wide, if not wider. Yogi squat malasana. Drop those hips. And again, you can take the blocks underneath your hips to create a little perch if you like. Beautiful. Tricep snuggle inner thighs. Pull shoulder blades together and down, just like in Cobra. Now lengthen the spine. And it's okay if your squat is up here. It's okay if you're on like 8 blocks. Again, we just want to get that mobility, that length in the lower spine and pelvis. And sometimes that takes time, right? To get that flexion in the ankle, to get that pressure through the outer foot, to lift the arches. It might not happen all at once, and that's okay. It doesn't have to. It's not supposed to, right? 3 more belly breaths. Ease off any gripping through the cheeks. Notice a lift to the back of the head. Beautiful, hands down, hips high. Give that tail a little wiggle. Heel toe your feet back in. Breathe in, halfway lift, lengthen. Breathe out, we fold. Plant your palms, step to plank, inhale. Option to flow, option to push back to down dog as you slowly bend the elbows, maybe to belly or halfway. Breathe in, roll over the toes, cobra, up dog. Squeezing shoulder blades together behind you. Straighten the arms, pushing the ground away. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, open that right hip crease, charge your heart back to the left ankle. Good, softening the left knee to push the left heel down. You want to feel a little bit more of a calf stretch here. Stay for 1 more breath. Exhale, step forward, step through, high-low lunge. So right knee has to step forward. Maybe you take 1 to 2 steps, maybe you pick it up and place it. Blocks on their middle height. Push the hands down, charge your chest forward. Now, come high up on that left foot. Sink the left hip crease towards the right heel. Press your sternum forward. Really squaring your hips. So those standing L shapes were a lot of hip prep, a lot of hip strength for this shape to really get that contraction in the pelvis. Just square the left hip to the right heel. Beautiful. Now hands on blocks. Inhale. Keep the back heel lifted. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Push through the right big toe. Feel that big toe mound ground. Send the right hip back, modified pyramid. Move the chest forward, and again, blocks can lift up as needed. Now really slice the inner thigh bones. One more breath. Exhale, bend the front knee. Lunge it low. Beautiful. One more time. Press into the front heel. Lift the hip, straighten that front leg. Chest goes forward. Exhale, bend the front knee, look forward. Nice and slow, you're going to shift your blocks. Press into that heel. This time, standing L shape, we hold. Turn that left knee, left toe to the right heel. Option to keep blocks on the hands or hands on the ground. Beautiful. Little cobra action with the back of your heart. Think about getting longer from hips to ribs. Take the right hand to your sacrum. Feel that flat lower back. So strong. Beautiful. Now, elongating the spine, you're going to begin to spiral your rib cage into revolved half moon. So turning the right rib up, left rib down. Start there. Maybe the right shoulder pulls away from the ear. Maybe right hand to right hip. Beautiful. If you're bunching in the neck or shoulders, you're not getting that revolution of the rib cage, and you're kind of dancing all over with that back leg, stay here. Otherwise, you can reach the right arm up. And again, no bunching through the neck. Last 3, 2, 1. Forward fold, top of the mat, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Hips go forward. Maybe you take a little back bend at the top, lifting out of the spine. Big forward fold, let it go. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Step back plank, step back down dog. Take what you need. Maybe you flow, maybe you just hold. Just want you to connect movement with breath and listen to what your body is asking for. We'll meet in down dog when you're ready. Ground those index knuckles, really widen your armpits to your inner thighs. Inhale, sweep your left heel high. Beautiful, charging the heart back. Open the hip crease, fire hydrant. Yeah, really take the left knee skyward. Soften the right knee to push the right heel down. Juicy calf stretch, yeah, inhale. Exhale, step forward, high-low lunge. Keep your blocks close by. And again, try to get this left shin bone as close to stacked as you can. Use your blocks. Pull the right heel up. Lunge the right hip towards the left heel. Hands down, heart forward, elongate. Now make sure you just can feel and find a little bit of space between the heels, right? So that back heel or back toe is not intersecting the front foot. There's some space between the feet. Stay active, keep pulling right hip forward, left hip back. Keep shooting the right knee up, one more breath. All right, use your blocks. Press the left leg straight. Really hug right hip forward, left hip back. Again, staying high on those right tippy toes. Squaring the pelvis off, maybe lift the blocks up, modified pyramid. And I'm really pressing down through that left big toe mound. That's gonna begin to wrap that outer lateral line of the hip back. Just creating a little bit more juice there. All right, so that high-low lunge, bend into the left knee, take the knee forward to the toes, sink the hips, shoot the chest front. I love hip flexors. Here we go, press it up and back, squaring the hips, lungs move forward, tailbone shoots back. Exhale, high-low lunge. One more time, here we go. Press down, lift those hips up, straighten that left leg as much as you can. Really feel the sacrum align, tailbone back, heart goes forward. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Look forward, here comes the fun part. Nice and slow, 1 to 2 bounces, however many you need. Step up, standing L. Turn the right knee, turn the right big toes to your left heel. Flatten the lower back like you could serve a tray of tea on it. Yeah, or whiskey, whatever you want. Now, elongate, right? We wanna pull the ribs away from the hip creases. Right palm can anchor to a block or the ground. Lengthen your chest. Left palm to sacrum, maybe this is where you stay. Or slowly begin to spiral left. So left rib pulls up, beginning to stack. And again, only going as far as feels safe for your body. Hips stay stable, ribs stay stable, and then maybe you stay here, maybe you reach up, finding that revolved half moon. Beautiful, lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Embrace the shake. Woo. Left palm down, right foot down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale all the way up. Hands to the heart center, balance, Tadasana. Beautiful. Shift your weight to the right foot. You might want to bring your chair close by. Lift your left knee. As you lift your left knee, flex your left foot. Standing figure four, cross your left ankle over your right. Dropping the tailbone low, slowly begin to squat down. As you squat down, I want you to really push the tailbone back. Feel the length of the chest, and again, that chair is there for balance, yeah. I'd rather you get a really juicy hip opener here than anything else. Just make sure that your body's supported and stable. And again, you can do this from seated as well. I really like to actually sit in a chair with a tall spine and do this at work or at home. One more breath. Push down to the right foot, slow rise. Release. Shake off. Awesome work. Slowing it down a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms up. Keep the chair out of the way. Big fold, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. I'm going to heel to the feet wide. Heels on, toes off the mat. And then nice and slow, I'm going to bend the knees, keep my blocks or bolster close by, pick up the right foot, so shift the weight to the left, take a humongous step back, coming high onto the right tippy toes. Now notice how I'm wiggling the right toes back, so that left shin bone is stacked almost straight up and down, but I almost want the left heel just slightly in front of the left knee. Squaring left hip back, right hip forward, and place that back knee down, lift your chest, lizard lunge. I'm going to ground the left big toe mound, just creating some activation through that shin bone and ankle. Push the heart forward and up. Let gravity take your hips lower to the earth. Buoyant belly breath, feeling the rib bones expand and relax. Last inhale. Look forward, tuck the back toes, lift your back leg. Maybe you step that back foot in a little bit, otherwise step it forward and wide, switching weight into the right foot. Again, hands just slightly in behind the heels, pressing into the right foot, step your left foot as far back as it'll go. I want hands to the inside of the right heel, slowly sink your hips, lengthening left leg, lower left knee down. Contract right hip back, left hip forward, push your chest forward and up. Sink the hips with gravity. Now, I'm staying tall today. You're more than welcome to bow forward, but I'm just really enjoying the juice of this through the hip. And I'm grounding that right big toe mound. I'm really engaging through the arch of the foot, keeping it active. And I'm not torquing the knee in any negative way there. I'm keeping it quite happy. We're not sickling the ankle, taking it at a negative angle that's going to impact the ligaments. Notice where you can soften. One more big belly breath. Slow hinge forward. Tuck the back toes, inch the back foot in a little. Sweetly place the knee down, shift your blocks, and come onto your seat. Beautiful. Bring both legs front and forward. Slowing it down, we're going to take a forward fold. Sit up nice and tall. Gentle pressure of the heels down, toes fan back. Sweetly hinge forward. Now, if you're having a lot of trouble tilting your pelvis, getting the angle of the tailbone, you can sit up on your little towel, your little roll, your little block or blanket, and almost rock the pelvis forward. If there's a lot of adhesion through the hamstrings and they're just like screaming bloody murder, then you're going to actually create a little donut, little roll, little cinnamon roll, whatever you want to call it here, with a blanket or towel. Place it underneath the knees just to support support the hamstrings a little bit. Still gonna stay active and then hinge. Try to hinge with a flat back without bringing the shoulders up and forward. Keep them down and back. So it's almost like you're zippering the front body forward and then zippering the back body back. There's that energetic push and that energetic pull through the front and back body. 2 more belly breaths. Inhale, lift your spine. Slowly come onto your back. Move your props out of the way. Slowly lower down. Beautiful. My bun's in the way today. As you come onto your back, let's lift the knees up, branch the arms wide. Taking a twist, drop the knees slowly to the right. Any amount that serves, you can land them to pillows, blankets, blocks. Press the elbows down to dig out a little bit more space in your upper back. And then let the exhales push your tailbone away from your crown. Feel that spiraling breath corkscrew around your spine. If there's a lot of sensation that's beginning to no longer serve on the lower back, you can tuck your blanket or bolster underneath your lower spine and just roll onto it to lessen the twist. But again, only if that's creating a negative effect in the lower back. Use your core, use your breath. Inhale, rise. Gently reset your hips, your lower back. When you're ready, lift the knees. Let the knees spiral to the left. I find I always just naturally move my pelvis a little bit to the opposite side just for deeper sensation, but again, that may or may not serve you in your practice at home. Clear out some room for the upper back, neck and head, and then drop the right rib, drop the right chest heavy. Feel your breath expand between each rib bone down that right side. Inhale, contract, lift back up. Reset your hips and lower back. Keep your knees bent and even push the tailbone a little longer. Let it land a little heavier. Just enough that the belly can soften. And there's that easy rhythm of breath back from the ribs to the diaphragm to the belly. Heel toe your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Drop the knees inwards to touch. Create this little pyramid-like shape with your legs. Now, neutral lower spine, just let the tailbone get heavy. Feel free to stay here and just observe breath. Or if you'd like, you can heel to the feet a little wider, spinning the knees in even further. But again, only if that serves and feels good for your body. If there's any negative torque on the knees, any negative pull, doesn't feel good, you're just gonna inch the feet closer. Find what works for you. Three more breaths. Slowly heel toe your feet back in. Reset your pelvis, your lower back as needed. And from here, we just sprawl out, take up space, open up for your final resting pose, your Shavasana. If you'd like, you can lay on a bolster. You can take your knees or legs up a wall or on a chair. Just So make yourself as comfortable and open to the possibility open to the possibility of deeper restoration. Take the next 3 breaths just to let go of any last wiggles or fidgets. Release into stillness. Feel the light, floating action of your inhale. Feel the anchoring release of your exhale. I'm going to slowly encourage you to either stay as long as you'd like to recover,